Alright, so Mr. T here, starting a lesson on how to draw scale diagrams based on your chess piece design that you've tried to come up with. So after coming up with your 3D sketch and the dimensions of your chess piece like I've come up with here, I just made that up. This is probably not a very accurate drawing of what it's supposed to be. You need to draw scale diagrams from the front, the back, the side, the top and the bottom. Now if you look at this design, I've tried to be a little smart here because you've got that pyramid poking out the front, side, and the back. Is this going to be the same from the front, side and back? If I turn it around, it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same all the way around. So yours won't because it's not symmetrical all the way around, but this one will. It'll save you some work. This video is to show you how to draw the scale diagram. But you can only do that, you can only start your scale diagram, that's what this double is going to be for, once I've confirmed your design. So when you confirm your design, I'm just going to check it over, and then I'm going to take photos of it, so that I've got it on record. I can actually start working it out straight away. I can tell you what the right answer is from the beginning. Okay? So today's lesson is about the scale diagram. So what does it mean by doing a scale diagram? The lengths are all relative to each other. So if I've said that something is, for example, that 12 centimeters, does that look a little longer than this 15 centimeters here? So that's not to scale. I've just drawn some lines around and decided how long they are. Drawing to scale is actually defining how long everything is in relation. So the way that you can do that, in your workbook, scale, you can decide a scale by deciding how long the sides of each grid line are, okay? This design is 90 centimeters tall. So if my scale was 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, how many grid squares am I going to need to draw this thing? 90. Is that going to fit where I've got space? No. So I need to make it bigger. If I did it 2 centimeters, I'd need 45 boxes. Still not going to work, okay? So I know from previous lesson, I know that 5 centimeters is going to work, and 5's nice because if I've got something that's 10 centimeters long and each box is worth 5, how many boxes will I need? I need 2 boxes, okay? So I'm going to make it 5 each. So you're going to do something similar. How do I start drawing this design that I've done in 3D to that scale that I've decided? Well, I'll label what it is I'm trying to draw, and I'll start from the bottom. This is my bottom corner here. If this is 28 centimeters wide, what's the closest multiple of 5 to 28? 30? So how many boxes would 30 be, according to my scale? 6. So I'm going to go, it's not going to be exactly 6, it's going to be slightly less than 6. 2/5 less than 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just a little less than 6. There's my 28 centimeters decided. How tall is that rectangular prism? 15? This is in 3D, but if I've got a rectangular prism, what does it look like straight on? This is going to be a rectangle, okay? How many boxes tall is that 15 going to be? 3. 15 centimeters. So that is what this looks like. Does that look a bit taller and narrower than what I've drawn here? But that's more accurate. That's the real deal. Okay. Next, 12 centimeter radius. So what would the diameter of that cylinder be? 24. What's the closest multiple of 5 to 24? 25. So I need something that's like slightly less than 5 boxes across. What does a cylinder look like from side on? It just looks like a rectangle. Okay. So I'll start in the sort of middle here. I need 5 boxes across, so a little bit, 2 and a little bit, that's about 25. And it's 50 centimeters tall. So how many boxes tall would that be? If my scale is 5 centimeters per box, I need 50 centimeters, how many? 10. So I've got dots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, these dots are there for guidelines, so I could lay a ruler down. I'm obviously not using a ruler here. It's going to be a little wonky, but the amount of acrobatics I would need to operate this 1 meter square ruler up here, it's just a waste of time, okay? So it's going to look like spaghetti, but you're going to use a ruler when you use this. I'll just leave that in the video. 50 centimeters tall. What did you say the diameter was? Radius of 12 is going to be 24 centimeters. Can you see how that neck sort of shape, does that look like this? This is heaps fatter than what I've drawn there. But which one's the real one? That's real. That's what it's supposed to look like. I was smart about this too, because this is 28 by 28 and 15. What do you notice about this rectangular prism? 28, 28, same thing. It'll save you some maths time later, so I can literally draw the same thing. There. What is the top of a pyramid going to look like? It's just going to be a square, but how do I show that it's a pyramid though? Draw a little X through it. So I'm saying that that's in the middle. It's 5 by 5. So how many boxes would that be on my drawing? Just one. So I'm going to go as close to the middle as I can. X to show that it's a pyramid. How tall did I say the pyramid was? Also 5. So here, it's going to stick out by 1 box. Here it's going to stick out by 1 box. I'll add the dimensions later. We're just getting the drawing done. How tall is this cone at the top? How wide is it? It's 10 radius. How wide is it across? 20. How many boxes tall is it going to be? How many boxes wide is it going to be? What does a cone look like from the side? Triangle. So 1, 2. So I just need to add little arrows to show the dimensions. So let's say that that is 5, 5, 5. This is 28. That's 10 and 20 centimeters. Do we have a nice diagram of it from the side, front, back now? Can you see how it's quite different from what I drew here? It's got the same shapes and everything, but it's a lot taller. Top. What's the widest part of the design? The square, the rectangular prism here. So if I'm going from the top, what are the only three parts? I'm going to see 3 separate parts of this. What do you think I'm going to see from the top?
Rectangle.
You're going to see this?
Yep.
Good. Anyone else? What am I going to see? I'm going to see that. Anyone else? And then the pyramid's poking out. So, lucky for me, have I already shown how wide 28 centimeters is to the scale? It's like just less than 6. It's going to be the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just less than 6. That's 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just less than 6. There's my rectangular prism. Cone. Cone starts in the middle. What's the cone? 20. It should be 4 boxes across. I'm drawing little cardinal symbols so I can trace my circle. It's still not going to be a perfect circle, but deal with it. How do I show that it's a cone? It's going to have the little point in the middle. Pyramid sticking out. Is that what it's going to look like from the top? I'm not going to make it, but we should be able to see that that's what it looks like from the top. And then bottom, this is even easier. Are you going to see the cone from the bottom? Are you going to see this from the bottom? What's the only other thing that you're going to see? The little pyramids poking out the side. So it's literally going to be this. It's going to be that with the pyramids poking out the side. That's what you'll see from the bottom. Okay? So that's how we draw to scale. what I'd like you to do by the end of this double, and I was able to get it from the larger class before, get your design confirmed, and then you can start on that process there. If you finish your scale diagrams today, have a read of the student example from 2 years ago to see what you're going to start next week of the write-up. But the main point of this week was to come up with this, teach you how to do this, and then the whole DI can be done very quickly after you've made those decisions. Any questions about that? Thank you.